All right, welcome back to the Girlfriend Experience. This is episode 3. Before we get started, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and click on that notification bell.
Look at the smoothness.
Practice. Literally practice before we hit start. How have you been?
Oh my God. So first of all, my friends wanted to have me out drinking yesterday, and it was celebratory.
It was.
However, I'm old.
Yeah, 32 smack this.
Yeah, because I woke up today like, bad decisions.
Yeah.
First of all, I bust down that Wawa Hooey last night.
Did you?
In the bed.
I was surprised y'all, like, they really went to Wawa. But I got it because I reached over and grabbed my Teddy Grapes.
Exactly.
I got 5 left.
Whole hoagie. Whole hoagie.
That did sound good.
I was satisfied. I had a little bacon on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got fancy.
I did.
Okay.
I did. So it was good.
Yeah.
It was a rough week.
I don't want it.
No. And I feel like we're starting to be like, okay, the year approach of being on lockdown, even though I subconsciously only thought about it, then I saw your post, and then I was like, oh, maybe that's why my week has been so shitty. Yeah. Because it's not the
anniversary I thought I would be celebrating.
It's not the anniversary that I want to celebrate.
No.
What's my present? What's my present?
Like, do you get a cake? Do you get a card? Like,
oh,
no.
Wait, we
get a vaccine.
We about to get a stimmy.
That's if they don't play us.
Yeah. Uncle Joe, don't be out here changing the income limits.
For you. We were all rooting for you. What happened? You said we were going to get this. Now there's stipulations. There's stipulations because I go to work and I worked hard and I bust my behind to get to where I'm at. That we're gonna be like, no, you might not get it.
Run me my money.
Yeah.
Don't play.
Expeditiously. I will drive into Wilmington. Greenville, you say?
Don't get us on the block list.
I'm joking. Dear FBI.
About to have that Zach Morris moment. Everything stopped.
Pause.
Just kidding.
Rewind. Good job, Joe. You're right. I get carried away. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Fine.
But last night it was needed. Even though we were tired, it was needed because it was just too much. I think work became too much. People in itself became too much. We love the support that we're getting, but the communication for it is just like, girl, I ain't never talked to much people that I don't really know like that in my life.
Girl, social media can be draining.
It's very draining.
We're going to have to talk about that one of these days.
But we appreciate the support.
Yes,
so keep talking to us. But if you see a delay, it's probably because she's not answering because I'm learning to people.
Yes. And we already told y'all last episode, sis is tired.
Yeah, very much
We are tired.
And I'm sure they can tell who's responding because I'll get a emoji or, yay, good job. And you actually have paragraphs.
I'd be all up in it.
Yeah, thank you is what you're going to get from her. I'm trying. But yeah.
We're working on her. 2021. We're working on her.
I went out. You didn't have to be like, hey, come out. You're like, yes, I'm coming.
Yes. I was so proud of you.
And it showed up.
Yeah. And with a face full of makeup.
And I was a whole girl.
I was like, oh, showing
I was a whole girl. I had on heels.
Yeah, y'all
everything.
Missed
Y'all missed it.
That's okay.
Chili's got the best of me. That's probably all they were going to get because as soon as I got home, I kicked them shoes off.
Man, listen. I don't even know how to wear clothes anymore. I only put on clothes for this.
Yeah. It has been hard to figure out how to put the outfit together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, my husband was like, does yellow match brown? I don't know any.
I'm like, I mean, it does, but certain, it depends on the tones of the yellows and the browns that you're putting together. You don't want to look retro 70. Like
no.
Three's Company.
Not it. And that's why I felt, that does give off that vibe.
But if you do it right, it gets real clueless. So that's you. That's my thing.
That's your thing. I'm about to say, yeah, you're right. Black and white, Janelle Monáe. Just, I'm gonna be looking like the whole Molly the Maid for the rest of my life. I could pair black and white. Throw in some denim. Whole outfit.
Yes, I do love denim.
Yeah. So okay. So before we get started, I think we wanted to play a little game just to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, we like games. We like games. Okay, so we are going to play this or that. So I guess I'll start with the first question. Mm-hmm. So would you rather be unable to say yes or unable to say no for the rest of your life?
Unable to say yes. I'm okay with saying no. I'm learning to say no and I actually like it.
Yeah, because saying no can be hard.
Yeah.
I think I have to go with that because not being able to say no sounds wild.
Yeah, saying yes all the time. That sounds like I'm booked and busy. Yes, and like we said, we're not subservient, so yes,
every time. Yeah,
no,
it just doesn't roll off my tongue that well. I don't like that.
Maybe we can get around it if we want to say something and say yes in a different language.
Oh yes,
loopholes. There's always loopholes. Okay, so listen, the next one is, would you rather have your parents see your entire internet history, search history, or your friends?
Oh, my friends, because my parents are disowning me.
Really?
Don't worry about. I mean, unless it's my if they can't see my incognito.
That's what I'm about. Which search history? Because everything where I'm just like, if I die, I don't want them to go through my search history. I'm putting it in my incognito tab. And it gets I don't even trust that. I delete it. I delete it as soon as I'm like done looking up something. I'm like, okay, nobody needs to know that I did this. Just me, between me and the Wi-Fi.
Correct. And sometimes I'd be scared. I'm like, is somebody going to look at my Wi-Fi history?
I think so. You know how they say that you have an FBI agent assigned to you and they're always looking. I'm
like
sitting like, yep, today again. Yep, today we got questions and I need answers. And feel free to text me like, nah, that's not it. Go here if you're watching. So yeah, no.
But wait, my mom told me that she said, oh, I watched the episode. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, but I don't know if I told you to do that. So if you're listening, then no, Mom, you can look at my search history. It's fine. I'm looking up Bible verses.
Jesus week, shortest one. We got it. And thank you for your support. Love you. Yeah, I don't know.
No, my friends. My friends already know what I'm Googling.
It's just you.
Y'all know my Googles?
Yeah. Because I'm probably sending it to you.
Y'all know my Googles?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to lie about. No shame in my game.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, no family.
Would you rather have people gossip about you or never be talked about at all?
Talk about me.
Exactly. Talk about me. I don't care. And also, you can catch these hands.
Right.
So, talk all you want.
Tell you, I still want to get in the fight just to see if I can still fight. So say something. I prove to me that I still got it.
Yeah, you can talk about me. That's fine.
And then I just feel like when people are talking about you, mean you're doing something right. So always talk about me because I always want to be right.
Yeah, and on top of that, I'm secure, so you can talk because you better believe I'm probably talking about you too.
Yeah, on a consistent basis.
I don't care.
Nope. Okay, last one is, would you rather be allergic to hugs or to kisses?
Hugs.
Yeah, hugs.
I need kisses.
Yeah, because I'm only kissing certain people. So hugs, a lot of people feel like they can hug you.
Yes.
And I'll tell you.
Yeah, no.
Allergic to hugs.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm going to start saying I'm allergic to hugs. Because I don't like them.
Even though, I know, that's so weird. I hug strangers. Like, at the bar, I miss that. I miss random stranger hugs.
You hug strangers at the bar?
I mean, people hug me, so then I hug them.
It's because you're smiling.
Yeah. And I feel like they be coming in for the hug, and then sometimes I'm like, I don't know where we're going with this. This is weird now. Don't touch me.
I'll do a church hug at church. Not at a bar, though. Have I seen you do that? Maybe, I think probably they were so friendly and you were so friendly, I assumed you knew that person. I didn't think anything of it. Like, she's talking friend number 5,672.
No,
I'm another shot, please. Thank you.
Know these people. I just don't know.
I don't like that friend. Stranger danger. Oh, now that I know, look out. When outside open, you really can't hug people now because we can't trust anyone.
I know.
We can't trust anyone.
That makes me a little sad. I don't like that.
I'm sorry. Well, I don't know how we can fix that resolution. It's not happening.
I know.
Or even just a simple fact. Have you been in the grocery store and try to get the bag open? You're just like, what do I do to use this to open the bag? I can't. Yep. Just to think how nasty it was back then. People were like licking their hands to open it.
Oh my God.
Now you really can't do it. I just feel like, I guess I ain't using the bag.
Yeah. I usually have to rip it like this.
Oh, and then
that's the best I can do.
Yeah.
So pro tip that I gave that to y'all for free today.
I appreciate it. Because I didn't know what to do. I just didn't put it in a bag. It's just like,
absolutely
I'm going to treat this like BJ's.
Yeah, BJ's is disrespectful. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
No, that was fun.
That was fun.
So hopefully you guys.
About you just now.
Hopefully you We'll tell you more secrets as things progress.
But it stays here at the table.
In the trust
Vegas
circle.
rules.
Yes.
Vegas rules. Because if I hear something, I know, well, we don't know. But I know if it gets back to me, it was said here.
Yes.
So but you were talking about me, so I like it.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So I guess we can roll into what's popping.
Yes.
And we just wanted to do a little quick catch up on Judas. I'm saying Jesus. Now I got Jesus.
You had the Bible verses from your incognito tab in your head.
You're right.
Got you. See, Mom? She focused. She really is studying.
I do my best. Yes. I do my best. So Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah.
It was so... I want to say it was so well acted. Let's start there. All of the actors, they did not play. They all showed up. I was super proud to see them.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people that we're starting to see, like up and coming Black actors, I love that they are in movies with messages. Yeah. And definitely. They are constantly embracing their Blackness and showing up in all of their Blackness. And that is amazing. But the fact that this is real life, sometimes you're torn because this is terrible.
Yeah, this happened.
Why do y'all treat us like this? It's so unnecessary.
Disrespect. Truly disrespect. And that movie, it was powerful. It was just like, you can't, like, going into it, you knew it was going to be a good movie because if you know the story of Fred Hampton, you know that it's going to be a powerful movie. Right. So I watched it sober to be like, okay, I'm going to feel every emotion, not with any help from it. And literally it was just like, yeah, I don't know if I need to feel that. No. To know that he was 21, to know how he died, and that scene at the end with his pregnant girlfriend, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I literally was like, I shed a tear. I was like, I don't even cry. So I was like, I always cry,
so it's hard for me to gauge if I should be crying at this show or not.
No, that was real.
Yeah,
that was real.
It was a lot. And you're right. The fact that he was so young, and when you think about 21-year-olds, the fact that he was able to mobilize an entire movement and get traction, and then you guys sat around the table and they're just like, the blacks are doing something positive again. Right. They're unifying again. Right. Shut it down. Y'all never want Black people to have fun. I don't like that.
I don't like it at all.
Like I don't like that. So,
and then for it to be a Black man to betray him, and it triggered me because one, it reminded me because it was Daniel Kaluuya that was playing Fred Hampton, and he also played in Queen and Slim. Yes, same thing happened. I was like, Daniel, I don't know what you're trying to do to me because you're making me look at these Black men side eyes now. Like, is that what y'all do? Right. Like, it made me mad, and it's just like, you're such a coward, and you still did it after they assassinated Fred Hampton, because that's what he did. You didn't kill him. You assassinated him. You still were like a snitch for a few more years later.
I know. And then at the end of the movie, they said, I think he took his own life. Yeah. But that's because, how do you fight with those demons? How do you know that you partook in the demise of not only one person, but an entire party, and not for the betterment of your people?
And they were trying to help. Yeah. And you got so into it. You believed yourself and got so into it. So clearly their message was something that needs to be heard. Right. And you stopped it. And then again, it's like you didn't kill yourself because you were guilt-ridden. You killed yourself because this documentary that you did knew was going to get out, and you had a whole bag on your head. Right. Like, how much you want? $10? Say less. Like, I'm sure they would have did it for free. Right. It was a coward move. And then I love Lakeith Stanfield in it because I just love Lakeith Stanfield. I do period. Too. Sir, you have a little toxic traits in you when you do and say things, but I forgive you every time. But the fact that he played that role so well, he said he needed therapy after it. That's how you know you played that, like, you killed that role. Yeah. But like, that person, I would need therapy too.
Yeah. I think method acting is something that people probably do need to have like a little debrief after that, because you just get so deep into the character. Yeah. And especially when it's a character like that, it's emotional. Mm-hmm. It was emotional for us to watch. And I'm sure it was emotional for him to still be there, act in it. You get into the role. Yeah. Yeah. That was tough. It was a needed movie, I feel like, but also sometimes for your own mental health, you got to know what kind of space you're in. Because sometimes if you're not in the space to watch those type of movies, don't do it.
Because what's that movie with the Central Park 5? What's it called? I haven't watched it yet. I can't watch it yet. Everybody has told me it's very triggering. It's very, like, I don't want it.
Yeah, I did watch it. It was tough.
Yeah, I can't do it. The fact that I saw this movie said a lot. I was like, whatever. But can y'all just stop?
Please.
Just stop.
There's no need.
Because there's so many more stories that can be told that have not been told, or maybe they're being written now for past events. But that's enough. Like, that's a problem.
Right.
That's a problem. But it's good to know your history because you know they're going to take it out of the books in school. So
right
now we have documented movies.
They always want to rewrite history, but again, story for another day.
Yep.
And I think the only other thing too that we wanted to bring up, of course, we're still in Women's History Month. And again, I love the support of all the ladies. I think there's so many other Black girl podcasts that we have really been listening to, but also engaging with. And just to see, like, a lot of times you'll see that they are all their friends already with each other.
Exactly.
I think that this network is so tight. So I can't wait to do more with other ladies. But International Women's Day is coming up on March 8th.
Yeah.
So make sure that you guys, always support women, always support Black women, always support women of color. Right. But this month, make sure y'all show up and show out. Maybe March 8th, buy something, support Black owned business.
Yeah. Or us. You need our Cash App, Venmo, which is But no, seriously, just like pay it forward. Like if you're in line and you see that a woman is behind you, pay for her coffee, pay for, I don't know, any lunch, anything. We're all home. DoorDash somebody something randomly.
Oh yeah, that's so cute.
Yeah, I was thinking of you, and we know you're tired because we listened to episode 2. Yep. Here's a meal that you don't have to prepare.
Oh,
so you cover love languages. You might get a date out of it. You might get a few things out of it, and then also you just know that you helped somebody else. And we all came from a woman. Call your mama that day.
Yes.
Say thank you.
Yes. A simple thank you.
Yeah.
That's all.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, our pull-up topic of the week, and I don't know, I feel like this is going to be a therapy session.
It's always a therapy session.
Let's not cry. Because I don't know if I can hold it in. Our pull-up topic this week is Dear Diary, what I would tell my younger self. Ooh. And like we said, we're at the ripe old age of 32. So we haven't lived a full life, but we lived enough and have a lot of experiences where if we can go back and be like, yo, this is how it's going to be. Maybe not make that decision. Or if you make that decision, don't go so hard with it.
Yes.
Things will be better and you might be in a better space. So
I agree.
Our first question is I know how you were as a child, but let's share with the world. What was our personalities like growing up? We don't have to go from the womb.
Yes.
Maybe that's how we're here. Is it the doctor's fault that's why we're here? I don't know. But how would you say you were as a child?
So I feel like as a child, I was super duper shy, which is why when I tell people now that I'm shy, people don't believe it. Even though honestly, I still kind of am shy. I am open to people. And I feel like because I have inner confidence that helps me not to be shy, but I was a very, very shy kid.
Okay.
So I was always like nice and smiley and laughy, but I'm still scared to talk to people.
Okay. That makes sense.
So that was a struggle like early on, but then I feel like once you get a little older, so I think by the time I met you, I was 10. So then you start to you start to feel yourself like you're going through puberty now. And then I had to leave you. And then I had to go to school in Wilmington. And they were just so mean.
And we could even tell each other what happened.
No.
I've been there, but I'm sorry.
Girls were mean.
Yeah.
And you either have two options. You're either going to get tough skin and realize, I'm going to let y'all know I'm not the one. Or you're going to be bulldozed. I ain't gonna be bulldozed. Yeah. So I had to get tough skin and let people know, not today.
Yeah.
Not today. So I think that I did a lot of that. Even when I got to high school, it was still kind of the same way in middle school too. Even though in middle school, somehow I found my core group of friends, and they're still
because even what they were talking about describing last night, I said she did what? No, she didn't.
Yes.
I'm so proud. Okay.
Because I don't like bullies. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be mean to anyone else. But also, if you're my friend, I'm not going to let you be bullied either. Because no, if we going to fight, maybe we're not going to win, but we're going to lose together. It's not going to be me just standing here watching somebody bully you. That's never going to be a thing.
That's hard, yeah.
And then, of course, I'm the oldest sister. So that also gives you some like sense of like, you have to kind of watch out and nurture other people, regardless of if you want to or not. You got to do it. I'm just saying, being the oldest is tough. Like people don't know. Being the oldest, it's rough. It is. Okay. If you do something, then you can't even just get in trouble for yourself. Somebody got to be like, oh, you're setting a bad example for yourself.
I'm about to say, I ain't even had these kids.
Who said I asked for
them? Who's raising them here?
So that is tough. And then I feel like, too, my parents were kind of strict. So I was a little rebellious by the time I got to like my late teens, like 17, because I just wanted to be free. I'm a free kind of person. Yeah. I need to be out here. Yeah. That rebellious spirit kind of, I think it still lives in me. Like I don't really think it didn't go away.
It's valid. So it's spark on the side waiting.
I try to put it away, but
but that's good. I mean, but that makes you who you are, though. So that's good, though, because you're not going to. If it doesn't make sense, you're not going to stand for it.
Yes, some
people call that rebellious. Some people just call it assertive. Some people, it's different words for it.
Yeah, that is true. That is definitely true. So I feel like I was always a nice girl. I was super chill, but at the same time, don't try me. Yeah. And I mean, maybe it's because I'm a Gemini. I don't know. Because you can get either side. Yes. You decide. I don't decide that. You decide. So
yeah, we talked about being scared of the other side.
I be trying.
Y'all don't pull that side out of her.
I try to do the right things.
You do.
I do. And then sometimes people try me, and then I'm like, oh, you want to play?
Let's I'm baking today, right?
Let's play.
Here for it.
Yeah, let's play. But how about you?
Like Jigsaw. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Actually, yes.
I was like,
or Chucky. Wanna play?
I don't like scary movies. So
I know.
I'm probably gonna have a nightmare. Okay, so me. Well, I'm not from Delaware. I was born and raised. Well, I can't say raised anymore. I was born in Philly, so Philly still lives in me. So I guess Philly me in school and like when you met me was totally different, just because I was trying to get acclimated to Delaware. So Philly me was I was a little out there. I wouldn't say I was mischievous, but I didn't get caught.
Yes,
that was me in elementary school.
Oh, so that's like the girls right now, because that's both of them.
100% my child is me in school, and that's why I'm like, I tried it already. Don't do it. But I was very into academics because I had no choice. My mother and father was like, no, you're going to learn today. For real. Yes. There is no extracurricular activities except I did do country line dancing.
What?
Black inner city kids. I have a video. I'll show you. Black inner city kids. We went to Florida. We had like cowboy boots. We had on vests, hats, everything. We did country line dancing like way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Like that was us. That's the song of the dance. So I did that at extracurriculars, and then my parents ripped me before I could have my 5th grade graduation and moved me down here where I met you. So
that sucks.
It does. I'm still waiting on my graduation. Hasn't happened yet.
Oh, we can do that this summer.
Oh, I already told her we're graduating 5th grade, not just you. So it's not about you. So we're graduating. So moved down here and met you. I still was like into academics. I would say I was quiet, but I wasn't quiet. I think I was more talkative as a younger child than as I am as an adult. Maybe. Depends on the person.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it. And then I had a very interesting group of friends because even going into middle school, because of academics, I had like 2 different sets of friends. Mm-hmm. I had the academic friends, and then I had the friends like, no. My people.
We're about to cut up.
Right. My people. That's we good. So I had that. And then truthfully, I don't know. I really was just a quiet kid, mind my business. All of a sudden in high school, people started liking me, and I'm just like, why? What happened? But looking back at pictures, I see what happened.
I can't.
I want to feel like it was like an evolution. People were like, oh. Like,
yep.
There's really, because no one really taught me. I played sports. I got along with everybody. So I think that was it. Like, it didn't matter. I could do academics. I could do sports. I was in choir. I was, span everything. So I got along with everyone. I still only had a handful of friends, and then all out of nowhere, people started liking me. I'm like, okay, well,
Mike Jones.
Now I'm hot,
right?
I separate my eyebrows all of a sudden. People like me, like, oh, it was the uni. So I mean, I was just quiet. But then, as I got older, academics kind of fell to the wayside, and I stopped being in AP classes, and then I was in CP classes, and then here I am today. So I guess I'll lead into things because, I could tell you what caused me to no longer be interested in academics.
Exactly. Probably the same thing that causes all of us.
The species that has the XY chromosome. And I get it. And my parents were very strict also. So I am together.
They were strict.
I'm the only girl, but I'm the middle child. So even growing up, I was the only girl that lived up north. The only other girl cousin lives in Miami. So I was just like, I was spoiled on that end. But besides that, my parents were strict.
Crazy
Still
strict. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes I'd be like, may I please? I've been feeling like I have to ask permission. Like, I'm 32.
No. And I get it, right? Like, now that I have a daughter, I'm like, okay, you don't want anyone taking advantage of her.
Right.
You don't want there to be a situation where something happens and you just can't take it back because you can't undo what's already done.
Right.
But at the same time, when you're a kid going through it, it's like, can I breathe? Can I live? Like, let me breathe a little bit. You need room to be able to spread your wings and understand and assert yourself as a young woman. Someone can't always make the decisions for you.
Exactly.
You have to make them for yourself. And that's tough because finding that balance and act as a parent are super hard. I feel like my parents weren't strict just because they just wanted to be, and neither were yours. Yeah. They were trying to keep us from getting into trouble and to maybe experiencing, sometimes I can't talk, some of the same things that they've already went through. If as a parent, you just want to protect your kids. That's all you want to do.
Very true.
And you don't want them to bump their head. If you already bumped yours and you're like, okay, let's put the helmet on this time.
Right.
And actually put the helmet on, kids.
Yeah.
Put the helmet on. God help us.
Don't do the things you see on TV. Just put the helmet on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. But I think also in that same token, they were strict, but that is kind of what caused us to be rebellious.
Yes.
I mean, we basically pretty much did similar things. And it didn't always turn out well. And we always got caught.
Yeah.
But
every time. I used to be like, how do they know?
I don't know, because I don't think I have that intuition yet. Because sometimes I'd be like, oh, yeah, you did. Sure, I believe you.
Yeah. And maybe I'm too trusting. I don't know.
I think so.
And I'm like, but if it's meant for me to know, I'm going to know.
Yeah.
I'm going to know. So I'll deal with it then.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right way to go about it, but I guess we're going to see.
They alive after this long.
Let me know if you got to get therapy. Make sure you have good health insurance.
Yes. After 18, you're off of mine. So, I don't care what they say about the vengeance. My check needs to go back to normal. So we were good kids.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, we were. I don't think that we did anything that we weren't out here robbing banks, knocking things. No. Like we
did dumb things for our entertainment. Yeah.
Like sneak on the phone with boys.
When you say that is so
yeah, I know.
We just wanted boys. We just wanted to be around the boys. I mean,
it was true.
It was true though.
Like
that was the one thing they said no to, no matter what. That was a hard line. No.
Right. That was it.
No wiggle room. No.
It was no negotiations.
Nothing.
No.
Okay.
But you're right. We used to always get caught. Like somebody would call, it would be a girl or somebody's sister, and next thing you know, now the boy's on the phone. Next thing you know, my dad's picking up the line. I'm like, oh my god,
I got a cold. Sore throat. But would you say that it was around a certain time, or you always been? Because now that I'm thinking about it, I remember getting in trouble in Philly I remember the name of the person, first and last. I was in 3rd grade.
Same.
Okay, so
yes, it's always been that way.
Okay.
It's always been that way. And I think it's also one of those things, if you tell someone they can't do something, it just makes them want to do it more.
But I don't even yeah. I don't even think those rules were told to me until things started like
they were told to me.
They were like, oh, you
yeah, but by the time you
went through that stage,
how old
were
you in 3rd grade?
7?
Maybe. So maybe it wasn't 3rd grade. Maybe I think it was really around like when I turned like 10. Because once things started happening, once buds started budding, those conversations got like, okay, we're not doing that.
No, I was writing love letters and vice versa in 3rd grade, and I guess I dumb me left it in my pockets, forgetting my dad did my laundry, and he found it. Like
they always find it.
I don't know how to explain this. I mean, it was just cute. Like, oh, I like you. Yes. Do you like me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. There's nothing else to it. Yeah, there's nothing else to it. Yeah, I've been getting in trouble since 3rd grade.
Oh, well. That was a little advanced.
Yeah, and luckily, she's not like that.
Which is good.
I confirm, like, you like them, but you just don't like them. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
That's all.
That's okay. Enough. Even if not, okay. I just need to know, like, something going on out there. Like, you don't believe in that cootie stuff, but that ain't real. Yeah.
let it be. Okay. Let it be. Okay. Cool. So we know how we were as kids. Mm-hmm. So what would you say about your childhood aspirations and dreams? What did you see for yourself? And I guess too, the caveat to that is anything that you saw for yourself, are you actually doing it, or do you feel like you're missing any of those elements?
Let's see. So I wanted to be a teacher that was a singer. I wanted to be Whitney Houston. God didn't give me the voice for the Whitney Houston. That didn't happen.
You could have been Sister Act. You could have been like a Catholic teacher. Best of both worlds? No,
because again, I told you I was like boys in 3rd grade. Nobody was finna be no Catholic. No.
I'm just trying to give you options.
No, so I was like, I'll be a teacher, which I kind of do now here and there. But I realized, like, I went to school and everything. I was just like, I don't want to be around kids every day and have to be responsible for how they go about in the world.
It gets rough.
Not for me. So even like aspirations as far as like how I saw myself personally. So I was like, I emulated my life as how I saw my mom had it. She was married at 22, had her first child at 24, had her next one at 28, house, everything. Did things a little backwards.
You did things at
my own pace. And did things in a different order. So I had my daughter at 21, and then, completely different career path. I'm in banking. Never saw myself in that either. Because when you think about it as a child, when you hear somebody's in banking, you literally think teller.
Yeah, that is true.
We don't get really taught anything else. During career day, it was like, oh, my mom's a teller. The end. Like, I don't want to count money. So
yeah,
in banking, it's been in banking for what? Almost 12 years. So completely.
Look at us.
But I'm not where I was supposed to be. The growth, right. Okay. New aspirations happen. But as a childhood, I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be married and have a whole family. June Cleaver, white picket fence, a dog, 2 kids. That has changed. No, I actually wanted 3 kids. That definitely has changed.
3 kids are fine. Join the party.
I'll borrow them sometimes. Last week I had she does this
every single
just
day.
Like it was fine. It was just deciding what to eat.
It's too much.
That's too many personalities trying to decide what to eat.
Yes.
I'm good with 1. Maybe 2. Remember I told you that math got there? Okay. So that definitely different career aspirations, but I think where I'm at now and the lessons that I've learned along the way, I'm in a better spot for it because I don't imagine me a teacher in a pandemic now.
Right.
It really be up kids. Like
it would be brutal.
Laptops down, we're playing games. I don't know how to teach virtually, like, because again, it's a lot of conversation.
Yes.
So I think everything happens for a reason. I still think I'm Whitney Houston. Maybe somebody wants to sign me and just, T-Pain my voice a little bit.
A little auto-tune.
And then I'll just be fine. But I didn't really, just simple things.
I mean, I think that is good. And I think that too, I think we talked about it a little bit before with just the two of us. Even though you're not a teacher by trade, that's not what pays your bills.
Right.
You still do teach.
Yeah.
You still teach in some capacity because you still do it at Sunday school.
Yeah.
So you still get to kind of fulfill that dream without, just a little taste. Sometimes you just need a little taste and that you get to put it back.
Yeah.
Put it back.
Come get these kids.
All of that.
But I love y'all. It came in my memories. My last meeting with them from last year was like, so on this today was, I was like, oh, I miss them.
Oh, I mean, they're cute.
Yeah.
I think that's fun that you're a Sunday school teacher. That's not for me.
No. And you know what? I'm not the normal Sunday teacher. So sometimes I don't think it's for me. I'll be learning. I'll teach them all kinds. I think one time I told them a story with emojis. Like, I don't know how else to explain it to y'all besides this.
As long as they get it.
They get it. I don't think Sunday, like, we going to use different songs. They be like, wait, ain't that this song? Yep.
Mind your business.
I'm Kanye a song, a church song as much as we can. Like, is that Ginger one? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. They know their Bibles. Their Bible.
And that's it. And that's all. And that's all that matters.
Yeah. So yeah, I get my fix. So what about you? Your aspirations?
So for a little while, I wanted to be a doctor, and then I wanted to be a pediatrician, and then I realized I don't like bodily fluid, so I don't want to do that. And then I also thought about, like, what about the kids who are really sick, and then you have to tell them or their parents. I can't do. I don't have a good temperament for that. So I don't know, because you can't be a doctor and be crying in the office with everyone.
Yeah.
So I quickly realized that was not for me. And I did want to be a teacher. And then I was like, oh, well, I really like Spanish. So can I be a Spanish teacher? And I did want to do that. And I was going to school for that. But also I think, no, I don't think I really wanted to be a teacher. I think I do enjoy kids, but I don't enjoy them every day.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
I need them in doses. And I only really enjoy the kids who are well behaved and cute. So if you're bad and funny looking, I don't want to deal with this.
Not funny. I can see that.
I don't want to do that. Like, my patience for you is going to be a little different. So you can't
be funny looking
and bad. It's the combo. It's the combination
you got ugly
of
personality.
Both. Yeah,
okay.
Like,
I got you.
Your parents need to pull you along soon. Have a talk. But you can't be that way as a teacher.
True.
So that's not for
at
me.
all.
I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to talk to the parents. I think one of the worst parts of teaching is dealing with unruly parents.
Absolutely.
Because kids, we expect to be unruly, but parents who can't actually take accountability for some of the things and behaviors that their kids exhibit and blame me, I'm also not doing that either.
Yeah.
I'm not here for that. So I feel for the teachers, and I think they have a really hard job, and they don't get enough credit for what they actually do day to day. But it's not for me. So I am also in banking. It's also been about 12 years. Me and Jen, for some reason, our jobs always are kind of, my mom is like, do y'all have to do everything together?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do. That's
again, same nursing home. I don't care. Tell him he might as well know that I'm getting the adjoining room right next to you all, and be like, hey,
that's what we do.
Jello time. It just makes things easier though sometimes too. And I feel like when we come together, we make the space better.
We do. And we
get more friends that way.
Yes.
More people that way. You know?
Come on. Like, I'm just saying. Like, I mean, you introduced me to Liz Class. What are y'all, Liz Class 28?
Liz Class 26. You are an adopted member of Liz Class 26.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, sometimes you bring me friends too. And I love them.
Yeah.
So I am also in banking. Actually, I do feel like at some point in time as a kid, I did want to do banking. Okay. Because, have you watched Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead with Sue Ellen?
No.
Oh my God. So we have to watch that. Sue Ellen. What? No.
Oh,
so
I hear death and dead, and it just instantly makes me think.
So I mean, the babysitter was old. She did die, but it's fine. It wasn't because of anything scary. She was just old. She was just old and she died. Okay. The mom left the kids over the weekend. And the oldest sister had to watch them. So she lied about her age, but she got a job as a banker. Okay. Like, and she pretended, and it just seemed like, oh, you go to the office, you get these cute little outfits, you get dressed. Right. They didn't tell you about the corporate bullshit and politics. But the cute outfits.
Oh, the outfits
focus on that. Yeah, okay. and you get a little office. Like,
yeah,
come through. So it just felt like very like Sex in the City,
right?
Cute.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I could do that. So
all day.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm like, yeah, it's fine now.
That is so true because I see your outfits for when you go to work, and I'm like, yeah, she gets dressed for work.
I like getting dressed for work. That's part of the fun. That's the fun part of work. Is the getting dressed. I like that. Like, I don't want to do nobody's uniforms, nothing.
Oh, I like uniforms.
I get to show my personality.
Yeah.
And then I get to walk into the office like, who gonna say something?
Everybody. Talk about me. Talk about me. I told you I could be talking about it. Let me hear it too.
Yes. But I also feel like with that, even in banking, I've changed roles. So even as a kid and thinking about what I wanted to do, I don't know. Like you ask kids what they want to do when they grow up. I don't know because day to day it changes. Week to week it changes. Right. But that is also part of my personality. Yeah. I am very indecisive and my mood changes and what I want to do changes. Right. So I feel like that is part of, as a kid, I didn't really know where I was going to land, but I just knew I wanted to land somewhere and be successful. Right. I did know I wanted to be a mom. I did always want to have 3 kids. I did always want to have a mixture of boys and girls.
Look at you.
I did always want to do it young. I don't know if I want to do it as young as I did. That was a little quick there. I had my first kid when I was 18, and then every 2.5 years thereafter. So you can go ahead and do the math. I don't know why. My family was like, "Why? So you just want to have a kid every 2 years?"
I thought it was a little planned, and I'm like, "Oh, no." But it just worked out that way because then if you figure again, by the time the youngest is 18, you have a whole life to live.
Exactly.
That was perfect planning to me.
Yes, and then my middle kid and your kid are exactly 4 months apart.
Exactly. Go be together somewhere else so we can travel. Take your younger sister with you.
Yes. And she's only 2 years younger, right. So it's not and even a big gap.
That's fine. Matter of fact, he will feel left out.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like a lot of those elements of my life did match up. But I will say that one thing that I did not account for is like the dynamic of raising kids. And I feel like too co-parenting, because the thing that you don't account for as a young person when you're like, oh, I want to have this cute little wife with a husband and have kids. Even when you're married with someone, you're still co-parenting. Yeah. Like, I don't know why people leave that out. They think that it only is co-parenting if you're separate. But you have 2 people from 2 very different families, 2 very different households, trying to raise kids together and actually agree on how you're supposed to raise them. So that is something that as an 18-year-old, how do you learn how to co-parent with someone? It is mortifying. Right. And you're going to make so many mistakes. And on top of that, I also realize that I get a little angry like we did. But as I'm older now, I don't get angry as much. And I also don't display it in the same way. Right. But yeah, that was not great.
And no one tells you that when you have a kid, you get very possessive of them. So even when you are in a co-parenting situation, whether married or not, you're not going to tell me how to talk to them. No, right. But you have to realize, oh, it's your kid.
It's your kid too.
Okay. You didn't tell me this part. I just thought like you would be there. Yep. And like, oh, just be a disciplinarian. But every other decision is on my end. Yes. And that's still hard. Yeah. Because it's my baby.
Yes. You always are going to feel like it's your baby, and you're always going to feel like someone else is being tough on them, even though you're tough on them too. Yeah. So I feel like lots of the elements of my life did match up, but it wasn't necessarily in the same order of events, or didn't have the timing around it. True. Definitely was not the same.
True. And I just like how even that just speaks to our dynamic that we both had similar as like both the whole teaching aspect of it, or just wanting to be successful. And even though we had similar jobs or the same job at different times, now as we get older, it's a whole different path, but it branches off even though it's under the same umbrella. Yep. And I think the position that you're in matches you 100%. The position that I'm in matches me 100%. And it's just like, oh, look at us.
I know.
Being a whole corporate base.
10-year-old us would have never knew.
Never at all. 10-year-old us was like, 16 to 25 was looking a little iffy.
16 to 25 was rough.
So look at us. Yeah,
we'll tell y'all when we used to be slinging phones, because that was fun. That was fun.
Maybe. I still got to piece some of that time together. It's a little blurry sometimes. So so the last one we want to talk about is, what advice would you give? Would we give ourselves now that we have gone through everything? What would we say to prepare us for where we are now? And then also, because we both have daughters, what advice would we give them from our experiences?
So I would say, what advice would I give younger Shanice? My advice would be to focus on you. I think it's very cliche. And I think that when your parents tell you, you're kind of like, oh, you just don't want me to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you need to focus on you, because focusing on boys and friends, they are distractions. And yes, they are nice to haves, but they are not something that you need all the time.
Right.
Sometimes you just have to sit back and think about what is best for you,
Mm-hmm.
and is this a good decision to make?
Mm-hmm.
Because that will keep you out of so much trouble.
100%.
And I think too, sometimes when you're young, you don't give your parents enough credit.
Mm-hmm.
So I would also tell younger me, like, relax. Like, just your parents, they're annoying sometimes. I'm annoying. I'm sure I annoy the kids. I know I do. I even sometimes I'm like, I know I'm getting on your nerves. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing what I want you to do.
Right.
So you're getting on my nerves.
Right.
And here we are.
You got me sound like my parents. Now I'm mad at you.
Yes. But I would tell myself, like, just chill.
Yeah.
In due time, you will be able to experience those things. You do not have to do everything right here, right now, today. You have a lot of life left to live. And I think for my daughter, I'm going to tell her that very same thing.
Yeah.
I'm also going to tell her, girl, you got a lot of life. You don't need to have kids this early, because sometimes too, I think that when people see that you did it and your life did not fall to shambles, then they feel like, oh, well, mommy did it.
Right.
So what's the big deal? And yes, I did it, but I did not do it without struggle, and I did not do it without sacrifice.
Right.
And I did not do it without tears.
Right.
There were lots of tears.
Yes.
So I don't want that for you.
Right.
I want you to enjoy your youth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to be a mom all throughout your 20s. I love my kids to death, would do anything for them.
Right.
But as a teenager and a 20-year-old, do you know everything that you need to know to raise a kid? You don't. You are winging it.
Right.
And thank God that we have strong support systems.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to sit here and act like my parents didn't help me at all. And maybe I didn't depend on them from a financial aspect,
Mm-hmm.
but I know my parents have plenty of times. They babysat, they watched. Would I even be able to be as successful in my career if I didn't have that?
Right.
Because there's lots of people who are single moms who they have to work their job around the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had to do that because I've always known there is someone in my family or Jen has watched Jason so many times when he was young. Like, so just being able to know that we had each other, we had family, we had other friends who could step up and step in and do those sorts of things. So I'm definitely, and not just my daughter, my sons too.
Yeah.
I tell them, don't be out here. Don't get nobody pregnant,
please.
But also, I'm going to be away.
I'm not that grandparent.
I'm not going to be here watching these kids.
Yeah.
So don't do it for your own sanity, for my sanity. Let's just not go down that road. I want you to live your life, enjoy your life, and I want you to feel like you had a full life.
Right.
I'm not saying that I don't feel like I have a full life. I do, but again, just because I did it does not mean that I want that for you. And I want you to be able to do it, and maybe I don't want you to have to worry about like, oh, can I go here? Can I go there?
Right.
Even in terms of like relocating. I can't just up and relocate with a whole family and all these kids. You should have that flexibility so that you can actually see what you want to do. So my message is focus on yourself. Don't be out here focusing on boys. You have plenty of time. They will be here. They will still be stupid. Just don't do it, sis.
I'm more stupid.
Don't.
I don't see evolution happening the way it's supposed to.
So what you telling young Jen with the double N?
With the double N, first of all, make sure people spell your name correctly. Family included, that if your name is spelled the way that you want it to, it should match 110%, because they still don't spell it right. I think younger me, I would tell me it's kind of similar. So definitely don't focus on the boys. It's not, I wouldn't say it's not even worth, it's not worth it, just because it's headaches and you take on so much responsibility, especially me. Like I said, even like the last few episodes, I'm such a nurturing and giving person, supporting person. Your dreams become my dreams. Your culture becomes my culture. Your habits become my habits. And that's another thing. Like, you don't have to change to be with someone else. You don't have to change to be friends with someone else, to do anything. You should be able to be you, how you want to be you, and still have those people and those experiences around you.
Yes.
So I would think not be so much of a chameleon. My mom would call me out, "You're such a chameleon." I'm like, I mean, it's still me, but there's different aspects of me. But I can see that looking back now, I can see how my mom was like, "Oh no, you're a chameleon." I'm like, "Oh, I was a chameleon." Like,
yes.
Okay.
And it's a double-edged sword, because it can be really, really good because you're adaptable.
Right.
But also it's just like, no, you don't have to flip everything topsy-turvy and upside down.
100%. So I would fix that. I also would tell myself that, in the same breath, make sure you do something that you want to do and don't absorb everything from everyone else. So I think finding now, especially as I got older, I'm learning to have hobbies. I'm learning to just take time for me and self-care. My whole entire 20s, I was a mom. I was dedicated to whomever. I was doing everything that needed to be done. And then when it came time to be like, well, I remember somebody asked me, it was when I started going to church, my pastor was like, well, who's Jennifer? And I was like, well, I'm a mom. You know, I'm a girlfriend. I work at a bank. I'm a daughter. And they're like, okay, that's great. Those are your titles.
Yes.
Who are you? And I was like, I have no clue who I am. And that was like, oh my God, I'm nobody. And then it's like learning who I am, accepting who I am, and just, it's okay. Period. 100%. And I tell my daughter that too. And I would tell her that, be you unapologetically.
Yes.
110%. If they don't like you, F them. You didn't need them to begin with, and keep it moving. I think also that, know what you want to do. And if that's what you want to do, give it 110%.
Yes.
Even if you don't think that's something I completely support you doing, if you do it to your full potential and your excellence, I'm going to support it 110%. I'm going to get behind you.
You like it, I love it.
I remember she wanted to be a ballerina doctor for the British family. Girl, go. You want a tutu?
Wait, I wanted to be a ballerina too.
I say this all the time. That's your child. I just carried her. I don't understand sometimes. I'm like, how did I give birth? You are your aunt. This is not my child. But that's how, to me, it didn't make sense. But when she explained it, it made sense.
Exactly.
So if you want to do something, even if it hasn't been done or we don't hear about the child. I remember one of my kids said he wanted to be a professional mattress tester. What? I Googled it. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. Yes.
Sir, go do that.
Yes.
So even if it sounds crazy or somebody has not heard of it, it doesn't mean it can't be created. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Go do what you want to do and just be the best at it.
Yep.
Stay away from the little boys. Stay away from the little boys that look like grown men.
Yes.
Because that exists too. And just, again, you don't have, live your 20s. Because I feel like I'm playing catch up now, where now I know she's old enough to be okay, that she can stay with whomever and it's fine and work will get done. And now I'm like, okay, now I want to go have fun, which is backwards.
Right.
But I think everything happened for a reason, because the things I want to do now, I couldn't afford back then.
Right.
I am very much bougie now. I accept it.
Ooh,
I have standards. I want to go. No, I'm not staying this, but I want to stay here. But I think even then, I think I had those standards. I just couldn't afford it.
Just didn't have the money to.
I didn't have the money to do it. So everything happens for a reason. But enjoy your 20s. 100%. It's not going anywhere. Lord willing, just enjoy your 20s. The kids will come. I'm not watching your kid the way you think I'm going to watch your kid.
No.
Take that baby with you.
Yeah. 100%.
Because I'm not in the country.
Facts. I'm tanning in Italy.
I'm not your grandmom. I'm not your grandmothers.
No.
Plural. Go. Matter of fact, call them.
Yes, they'll be all right.
They'll be all right.
Remember, this is a young family. They'll be here.
They'll be there.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Can I just add one more thing?
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I also, not only to our daughters, I feel like I just want young girls in general to know the thing that everyone needs to remember: crazy is not cute.
No.
Please don't ever think, because I would tell that to me, and I would tell that to anyone. Crazy is not cute. Someone being overly possessive of you or cute. Constantly worrying about what you're doing, like those sorts of things, that's toxic behavior. And don't let someone make you feel like that means love. That does not mean love. It is not. They're not going to change that behavior. They don't just outgrow it. It's going to be the same. So just also to that point.
Yeah. What Maya Angelou say, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. That is the most accurate quote I think anyone has ever come up with.
Yes.
It is 100% true. And even that little glance, if you get it deep down in your stomach, like this don't sit right, like something's not right. It's not.
No. Trust your instinct.
Your instinct is 110%.
Every time.
Yeah.
It's you know your body.
They're breeding gaslighters and narcissists day by day. Run. Like 100%. That's a whole nother topic.
Yes, because gaslighting is real.
Yes.
Oh, that was emotional.
And no one cried. Can you just...
Yes, so proud.
I thought we were going to cry when I saw the top. I was like, dear self, you should have did better.
But we're doing great.
But we did better.
Yeah, we did
in our way.
Yes, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I can't wait for the nursing home.
I know. I'd be so proud.
Hopefully, it's probably one of our kids. They're gonna put us in a nursing home. You know it's gonna happen.
As long as it's nice. I need luxury.
Yeah,
I'm not playing. Like I would like the ones that are like little apartments.
Yeah,
that's good.
Maybe a full. Put me in the nursing home Noah and Allie were in the Notebook.
Yes, because they looked like they were having a great time.
She could remember half of it and it looked fun. She was Noah and Allie. Yep.
Yes. Goals.
Okay.
So you want to get newsy?
Yeah, okay. Always.
Okay, so I know that y'all saw all of the snow that Texas got. And which actually that was insane. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, like, when we talk about global warming not actually being a thing, when these sorts of things happen, do y'all want to reconsider your position? Or I don't exactly know. But the mayor in Texas, he said, well, he has since resigned. Let's just start with that.
As you should.
But he said that the residents were basically complaining and they should have been able to take care of themselves, even though we know that there were many, many people without power, food, electricity, water, basic necessities. But I mean, for some reason in America, clean water is not a necessity.
Never ever. Well, if you figure Texas has a lot of minorities in it.
So. Yep. So they don't care. So he said that they should stop being lazy and fend for themselves and take care of their own families. So this is probably like if not doing your job was a person, had a face. This is it.
You're it.
This is it.
And then Ted Cruz went to Cancun.
What?
So y'all have no leadership. First of all, the fact that they had whoever decided to have Texas not on the same power grid as the rest of the country,
goofy.
Your whole family for generations need to pay for that. Number one, that does not make any kind of sense. Number two, in a crisis, your leader said, let me head on vacation.
He was like,
and then Live was like, oh, my daughter's friends want to go. I just wanted to make sure she was going. Wave at the plane. She good.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
You can pay a nanny.
Yeah.
Tax dollars. You get paid enough. You get paid enough. So I just feel like this is another instance of people not wanting to step up and do their job. And then he apologized for it after, like, oh, that's not what I mean. That's not what I meant. I meant everyone should sort of like band together. That's not, no, you said what you meant.
You said figure it out. Fend for yourself. Stop complaining.
Like, how exactly would I fix electricity? Am I supposed to get up on the pole?
And it wasn't just normal people's houses. It was celebrities' houses. So you know they have money. And even they're like, who is it? Tammy Roman? She was bawling her eyes out.
Yes, I did see that.
Roofs are caving in. And it's just like, and then the crazy thing with all this is plumbers are taking advantage of people. I was watching something like they were like, oh, going to charge someone like $3,000-$4,000 where he went and got the piece from Lowe's and it was $5.
That's insane.
It was ridiculous. And he did like a whole video. He's like an influencer. He did a whole video showing people how to fix it and save the money. He said, because they almost got me, I'm not going to let them get you.
Well, kudos to him.
Yeah. But again, they're banking on us specifically.
Yep.
Just saying, oh, fix it because I have to have my family. They have to have food. They have to have water. They have to have this. And there's still some places in Texas that don't have any of this.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Some people are still having to like not have electricity, or the electricity is on, but it goes in and out. But again, that happens. You're not on the same power grid as everybody else. I'm going to have to do some research. Who made that decision?
I don't know.
That does not make any kind of sense to me. And then I thought it was ironic that Ted Cruz, you ran to Mexico, places you were trying to put a border.
Correct. And it's okay to cross the border now?
It's okay. Right.
I just have questions.
There's no murderers there?
No. Interesting.
They must not like snow either.
I just can't. I can't. I feel like the politicians are just so full of it.
Yes.
So full of it.
And that's why it's important to vote. I hope they're documenting everything, especially Texas. Documented. First of all, and now you guys just got rid of the mask mandate.
I know.
Maybe you need to be off the grid and we could just cut around the state and just let it float into the ocean.
Oh, can we do the same with Florida?
Florida in a few months. It's almost about to be summertime in a few months, and then they can go and go wherever they want to. Not yet. Yeah. But they need to go. It doesn't make sense.
Luckily, I think Beto O'Rourke, AOC, there were several people who did actually step up and try to fix the problem, but that still doesn't change the fact they are not the mayor.
No.
They are not the mayor. So there's that. But I'm glad to see that he stepped down as he should.
As he should.
Because clearly
you need to move.
Yeah. You're trash.
Mm-hmm.
You're trash. So, all right. You want to close this out?
Well, we're not finna do. Well, there's a lot. We're not finna. Let's see. We're not finna talk down on ourselves. We're not finna be complacent and just be okay with being mediocre. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to recognize that you're not where you need to be, and it's okay to relish in the life that you're in now. You're not going to be hard on yourself, and we're not also finna talk about the residents of Texas when you are a mayor and leave them assed out in the cold during winter. So you tried to play them.
Play yourself,
because you're not going to play us. Delaware ain't having it over here. So until next time, bye.